All right, seventh inning stretch here. We're back with you a week later. Me and Logan to recap the winter meetings. Alonso, the polar bear, he ends up in Baltimore. We hadn't moved today with Suarez going to the Braves. A lot to get into. Seventh inning stretch right now. Logan, my friend, it was kind of a good winter meeting. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff there, a lot of action. I felt like there's kind of some like trades that might be set up. I kind of want to get into, like maybe they'll be here, at some point, maybe this offseason. I think they'll get there with them. So I want to get into that as well. But overall, we'll get into the winter meetings a little bit more. What was your kind of just initial takeaway from the week that was?
Yeah, I mean, last week we kind of talked about how, with the potential lockout coming up, teams are going to be a lot more aggressive, and I think players are going to be a lot more willing to move. We didn't think that there was going to be a lot of holdouts, and so nothing really surprising on that aspect of it. But it is really nice to see kind of Schwarber, Alonso all go, because those were kind of the two guys to, there are always those guys who kind of set the precedent, where like they, if they go, that's when everyone else goes.
Yep.
And so it's nice to see kind of the two big guys go ahead and go.
Yeah, and it was nice to see a little action there in the winter. It's been kind of so dry, stalled out and all that. A team, though, I think we're going to start the show out with we've talked about it a lot. We've heard the rumors that they're throwing it in. We've spent too much money. That you knew eventually this was going to happen with this team, especially when they weren't winning. And it seems like the Padres have said the white flag's up.
Yep.
I guess the thing is, like, I don't know how big of a white. We said I don't know how big of a white flag it is. Like, are they completely? Like, are we going to get to the point where we'll get Tatis, we'll get Machado out and all that? But they're even, they obviously got rid of Cease as well earlier in the year, in the offseason. And then obviously today, the news with Suarez, that's not shocking at all because they have Miller and all that. But I don't know, like the Padres are just, to me, Logan, in a weird spot. And man, if you're one of those teams, I'd be, look, what's that creepy neighbor? Look, what are you selling? Right. Are you ready? So like just ready to go. Like there, you sent me some crazy Yankees Padres one, like between Tatis. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on the Pods, man? Like kind of a lot of questions in the air here still.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because they always talk about how AJ Preller is always wanting to get guys, and it's kind of weird to see. It seems like they are trying to offload some of these bad maybe not bad contracts, because this isn't necessarily a bad contract, but just trying to offload a lot of this money that they've spent.
Yeah.
And a couple of years ago when they offloaded Soto, it was because they had spent 50 more than the Padres were able to spend.
Yep.
And so they were trying to offload some of that contracts too. So I'm guessing they're still kind of hurting from that aspect. And so it's kind of interesting. It's kind of disappointing because they were exciting for 3-4 years.
Yep.
But I mean, it's kind of interesting because it kind of seems like with every passing day, Tatis is more and more on the table. And if he's on the table, it just seems, I mean, I don't know if I'm the Padres, I'd trade Tatis after Machado and Bogarts. But I mean, still, I'm surprised Machado is not in more trade talks than anything.
I think they still like him. I think they, you know what I mean? I think they, I think he's kind of their. I don't see how you. I think if ever them, I'm keeping Machado and I'm keeping Tatis, and that's the two guys that if I'm going to keep the contracts where they're at, I'm getting rid of. But then they do weird things though, Logan. That like last year, right? They trade for Mason Miller, and they give up one of the top prospects who looks like he's going to be a pretty darn good player in the Major League Baseball, just from what you're seeing. I get it. You trade a minor leaguer. He's a very high-end minor leaguer that you gave up in that trade. And now I'm hearing rumors that Mason Miller's on the block. I mean, that's where I was a Padres fan. I'd be like, I mean, I don't know. Like you're just been building up all these years, so now it's like, nope, we're just cutting payroll.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, why trade then for him if you knew this might be the scenario? Like, why are we hearing talks for him? Like, you got rid of Suarez. Miller should be your closer. He was unreal for you last year. Do you want to win games or not? And so, like, that's the part that frustrates me a little bit, and it's very confusing.
Yeah, and I mean, something must have happened. There must have been some kind of pressure on Preller to say, "Hey, we got to rein this back a little bit. We're just spending money to be kicked out of the first round." So maybe they're just like, "Listen, let's just start fresh. Let's start with a clean slate. Let's keep Machado and or Tatis." But and you kind of mentioned it, like they really like Machado. I've been saying this for 4 years, and I know you're going to get annoyed hearing it because I say it once a month. It seems like I'm 90%, 95% convinced Tatis is a cancer in the clubhouse, and I feel like this is like a.
Why do you think that though? Just like because of the player? Like I'm surprised. I mean, it's not like I don't hear crazy stories about it though.
Just because, like, whenever the arguments between Machado and Tatis over the years, the argument in the dugout in 21.
Yeah.
There was an article a couple months ago about how there was a fist fight in the Padres clubhouse, and they didn't name the players, but it kind of seemed like it was Machado and Tatis. From what they were saying. And so that's kind of interesting to me. And so I feel like that's just like a really not a bad kept secret because it's not well known right now. But I feel like that's a big hush hush secret in MLB right now. And so I'm kind of interested in, is the market that big on Tatis?
So Preller comes out today. We have to acknowledge this, right? And he says he's somebody that we're not talking about trading. He goes, so however you want to view that, if you want to say that's untouchable, you can say that. But I've seen reports on Tatis and things like that. Tatis is one of the best players in baseball. We believe he's one of the top guys in baseball. He's a 2-time Platinum Glove winner. This guy's taken over portions of seasons and games of playoff series and everything like that. I think for us to get where we want to get to, we need Fernando to be an A-line MVP. Whatever kind of category you want to put him on, he can be that type of player. So hearing that, are you more saying that's just massaging the words to, hey, if we have a crappy first half, he could still be gone, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I wouldn't even say that. I would just say, hey, we're saying he's untouchable, so you better up your asking price. Like, we're not trying to get rid of him for pennies on the dollar type thing. The Miller thing, I think, is really interesting too, because he's still in pre-arbitration. Like, he's expected to make $4 million this year.
Yep.
And then he's not a free agent until 2030. So, I mean, unless they just, and I heard MLB talk about how they were going to try to make him into a starter, maybe. Maybe that adds more value. Maybe it doesn't. I would keep him in the closer role, honestly. Too many closers are trying to be starters right now, and it's not working.
Do you think it can somewhat prove to the Padres' benefit in maybe unloading? Not let's say Tatis is there, let's say Machado's there, right? Like, but is there like less pressure on a team if they kind of move some of these guys? I mean, they still have good players, obviously, right? It's not like they have bums
Jackson
on the
Merrill.
team. Yeah, I mean, they have they have Cronenworth who can be up and down. He's a solid baseball player, though, right? If you do keep Bogaerts, he's a solid player. But I guess that's the question for me overall there with them is like, how far are they going to go with this? And that's to me the still unanswered question.
I'd imagine they'd want to get rid of like at least $120 million in payroll.
Yeah, seems like it.
And so let me look at MLB payroll in 25.
Well, I have kind of looked at it and like I don't see where it's happening. Like, I mean, unless you're trading Machado or Bogaerts or Tatis or Cronenworth, who gets paid a lot too, you're not getting rid of it. Those are the guys that you're going to have to cut bait with. That if you want to basically get your payroll down, and at that point, how are you competing with the Dodgers that you say you want to do? And so those are the questions I have with them. And I know they still got some good pitchers like Gore, like that, but I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. They're at $223 million in payroll
Yep.
in 2025, and so, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of like, what do you do? Because yeah, if you get, you have a solid team.
Yeah.
There's just some aspects that need to be changed, and I think. Um, I think Bogarts is probably the first one out the door. I mean, he's been good, but he hasn't been Xander Bogarts
Yeah.
with the Padres, and so they'd probably want to offload that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's
new manager. Try to get So they got they got the new. Remember they got rid of the
manager.
It is Craig Stedman. No, Craig Stamen.
Oh,
he's going to be the manager, first year manager.
Oh yeah, he was the third base coach or something. Yeah.
Yeah. So he's there with it. So I don't know. I felt like they were just the team that I thought we should open the show with because I just feel like they've just been so odd this year. For in their offseason, they really hold a lot of keys to it if they really want to.
Yeah, they really do.
So I'll be interested in what Preller does. How far do they go with this? Seems like Bogarts would be the next guy up for me. That would be the next guy that they would go with. Mason Miller, that's just one where I'd be like, you're basically kind of admitting you made a mistake in that trade or something like that. That's what that would come across to me. Or you're just like, he's going to get hurt.
Yeah, if they traded him for like a bunch of minor league prospects, that would be weird. Yeah. So.
You would want them to get real, like an actual stud back because they'd be like, unless they just did not believe in that young guy anymore in the trade. So, anyways, that's the pod sakes. What do you make of the winter meeting stuff here? So we had some big stuff. Alonso was the big signing. Diaz, Schwarber back to Philly, and then obviously some Kyle Tucker rumors are starting to heat up a little bit here. But where do you kind of sit on that?
Yeah, I've seen a lot of videos on Instagram and the MLB sites saying pray for the Mets fans because they traded away Nimmo, who apparently was a hometown favorite. I don't know why, but whatever.
I don't get the Nimmo. I don't get the Nimmo thing. I'm sorry, Aaron, if you're out there. I don't know. I know he's had moments with them, of course. Yeah, I just don't.
But it's because I've soured you on him.
Probably so. Probably so over time. Defend the Mets fans. Defend them. Defend your guy Nimmo out there. That's funny. Yeah, go ahead.
They get rid of Diaz, and it was kind of weird. And it was kind of interesting, the Alonso thing. There was a lot of Mets fans who were like, of course Alonso left. That's not surprising because he was so disrespected last year when his contract came up, and he was so disrespected this year when the contract came up that it sounded like they didn't even want to have conversations with him. And so that was really interesting to me.
But do you hate it for the Mets though that they let Alonso?
No, I think, and a lot of things, like I disagreed a lot with the Mets fans saying like he's a top, he's one of the premier first basemen in the league. Yeah. He's top 5, I would say, but I think it's good for the Mets that they lost out on him. I think, yes, it hurts right now, but looking forward, you need a solid guy, and he could have been one of those guys, to follow up Soto and another guy. But I think Lindor is aging. I think they just needed some solid guys, and Alonso is he's older. He's how old is he? 31 years old. So he'll be 36 by the time he just had a birthday.
He'll be 32 here, by the time the season starts.
And so he'll be 36 whenever the contract is over. And so, he's had a lot of problems at first base as a defensive player. And that's one of those where you can't really snooze. Like, you can't really just say, oh, well, he's not he's not a great defensive first baseman. So, but we're okay with that. It's like,
Yeah.
you actually do need a solid first baseman, and it was pretty evident. And so, but it's good for the Orioles, honestly. I think they
This would be
needed
a
a more
potential
veteran.
lineup.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
agree.
and
Go ahead. Sorry for cutting you off.
yeah, and they need a more veteran presence, someone who they know will hit bombs, and the pressure is a little bit offset. I think they do need to keep Ryan Mountcastle in the lineup because he's so good, but that's just me.
Yeah.
But yeah, for the Mets, I mean, yeah, it stings. I don't know why there's so much like sadness about Edwin Diaz leaving. I think that's a good thing too. With the last couple of years, he's been really on a downhill. He's been going downhill, and I would say, like, if he doesn't produce well for the Dodgers, I mean, they're paying him $22 million a year, so that's
that one's weird though to me, the Diaz one. I do want to get into that one. Hold that thought just for a second because I do want to go back real quick to Alonso, to the Orioles side of this.
Yeah,
just you hit on it a little bit, and I got the lineup down there. Okay, as we're saying, okay, the Mets. It's a weird thing, right, to say, okay, the Mets. It's not a terrible thing to lose one of the best slugging hitters in Major League Baseball. I mean, I think he has 287 home runs over the last 5 years, which is only behind Judge. It's the same amount as Ohtani has. Granted, we know he's not the average guy, but he also led the league, Logan, this year in doubles in the National League as well. So I think there's a world like a Schwarber or something like that where his power, he's hitting 40 home runs. He's going to hit 35. Yeah. Let's put it that way. So you have that in the lineup. So the Orioles, who have, to me, been cheap and not made these right moves, was good for me to see them make a move like this, to be able to say, hey, we got a young guy like Henderson. We got a young guy like Jackson Holiday, and let's get this guy right into the middle of the order that can provide some power, along with, we don't have to have Tyler O'Neill be our power guy. We can slide him down to be like our third power. You know what I mean? He would be great, 8 spot, 7 spot. Like, you want guys like that in your order that could hit 30 home runs, but they lack in other areas. So I like that he's right-handed to go with Henderson and with Holiday as well. They add Taylor Ward earlier in the offseason. I really like the idea that Baltimore is going after a little bit. I do question the pitching, obviously, that's the whole team, but man, going after it, that's what you want from your team. And the Orioles, like, they literally made the playoffs, and they look like they had that bright future 2 years ago, and then they just had a dumpster freaking fire. So if I'm the fan base, if I'm an Orioles fan, I'm fired up. I might be getting there that season tickets. So I think it's a great move for them and baseball.
Well, yeah, and it's so interesting. Like, we say it's good on the Mets that they lost out on Alonso, and it's really good for the Orioles that they got Alonso. And it's just how the one player works. And like the Mets were spending almost $300 million. They were spending $300 million on a really bad payroll.
Yeah.
And they got rid of some of that bad money in Nimmo, and now they've and they're not spending it on Diaz, and they're not going to spend it on Alonso.
Yep.
I understand it's rough, but it's going to be good for the future. I think they need to be, if they're going to spend big money, they need to be spending it on big money players. Yep. And so the Orioles getting him, they were 21st in payroll last year.
Yep.
And they don't need to. Their owners have said multiple times, we want to spend money. We want to get those big guys. And the GM kind of wanted to say, hey, I don't want to spend money like the Dodgers. I want to spend money on, just kind of pieces and really just flaunt this roster that I've created. And good on him, but it failed last year. And so now they really need to just spend money. They don't need to spend Dodgers money. They don't need to spend Mets money, but they need to spend money. And so this is really good. They're in on Framber. They have a veteran presence in Alonso, who can, who understands the pressure, and he can he thrives in the pressure. He's going to have a big slump probably that's going to last a month, which seems to be his MO. And
but he'll get dead hot for a month too.
Yeah.
That's coming.
Yeah.
But like I said, with him, it's you're not getting. I do think it was time for him to get paid though. Like I thought last year a team should have made it. Again, like you know what you're getting from him. He's a good teammate. Like it's not like he's a bad, so there's some value there with it. You can still play first base a little bit. He's not a full-time DH yet or anything like that. And what I just wanted to say, what was it? Orioles 75 and 87 last year, 19 games out behind the Blue Jays. So a lot of room to make up. We'll see what they do there with it. Edwin.
Yeah, they definitely need to get another player, another bat, I would say, and then another.
But they traded for Ward. They traded who was the pitcher that was supposed to be the stud? Was it Rodriguez?
Grayson Rodriguez. Yeah.
And then they get Ward for it, which is kind of a weird trade to me. We haven't talked about that, but it's one of the weirder ones I'm keeping an eye on into the future because I'm like, the Orioles thought of this guy so highly they wouldn't even include him in deals, and then they traded for Ward. So kind of an interesting move.
Ward is a sneaky good player, and Grayson was not living up to his potential, unfortunately, which is sad because he was Paul Skeens before Paul Skeens was coming out. So
he was bombs. Let's see, I'm a Mets fan. Yeah, I'm sad he's gone, but I'm very happy for Baltimore fans. They deserve it. Yeah, what we got? I like this. What's the name we got?
Is that Kurt Cobain?
Yeah, but I think I like the BJ Santa. I like it. All right.
Santana.
Santana. There you go. No, I'm just joking. Santa. I was trying to get the holiday season in here. You couldn't do it. No,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No.
It was Santa.
As a Mets fan there, I appreciate that comment because I think we talked about that with Diaz as well being let go. I'd be curious. What do you think of that there, Mr. Santana?
Diaz?
In the comments here if you want to tune in. But you as well, what do you make of Diaz to the Dodgers? Dodgers obviously getting whoever they want, record deal. When Diaz had signed a record deal with the Mets before that, he opts out now. Like you said, he had the Puerto Rico World Baseball Classic injury. He's out for that season. He's not good in 2024, or let's say not as dominant. He almost had a 4, and then last year, he one of the best relievers in baseball again. So is he now healed from his injury? Is he gonna? That's the thing with the closer giving him that much money. Yeah. The Dodgers just did that last year with Tanner Scott, right?
Yeah, and it kind of backfired on them.
He was terrible. He got like a 4-year, $72 million. I mean, Logan, that's when you're doing good. You have literally $160 million in 2 relievers of the last 2 years. So, what do you make of it from let's start with the Dodgers side of it, then we'll kind of hit on both there with it. What do you make of the Diaz move to the Dodgers here?
So I don't know. I was thinking he was going to be more on a prove it deal this year, which is kind of dumb on my part, but still I thought maybe he wasn't going to get as much money. But I mean, and the Dodgers just had the money. The Mets were close, which was interesting. I think they were 5 years, $62 million, and the Dodgers came in at 5 years, $69 million. So it just sounded like he wanted to be a Dodger. Makes sense. But I don't know. I'm guessing I think the Dodgers saw something that they could fix in Diaz, which if that's the case, then great. Kurt Cobain is my hero too. But I think I don't know. I don't know how. I think it's kind of dumb on their part though. I think the Mets should be glad that they missed out on him, and I think the Dodgers should be worried that they just spent $70 million on him.
I got the stat here. Yeah, among all the pitchers that have thrown at least 500 innings in their career, Diaz has struck out 30.9 strikeout rate, second best all time, only trailing Hader. So you know what you're getting from him, right? In that regard. But do you think that the Mets or the Dodgers, they just like the thing with the Dodgers is we're seeing this is by them going all out with all these things is they're giving themselves so much more room for error. You know what I mean? Than other teams. Like I still question their outfield and stuff like that, but particularly for Diaz, like this is what they needed by the end of the season. Like they did not have a relief pitcher that like was. I mean, they used their whole starting pitching in Game 7. Yeah. They said none of you are good enough. We're going to the. You know what I mean? They went to none of them, and they got lucky, right? Like I mean, let's be honest. Like that was Toronto's to win, and they got lucky, and they were like, we got to do this again. So they're taking another chance on it from that point. But I think from the Mets side, Logan, it's interesting to me that, and I think it's great. Like to me, this is even better than the Alonso one, is because it's like, yeah, he had the great intro. We had all that scenario with him, but like you're not paying a closer $33 million. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah,
and
you can't do that.
They can find
especially
somebody
when
else.
you have so many holes in the team.
Yeah,
you can't. Yeah, you can't have all your money in the closer. If you put all that money on the closer when you had all these other great players, that's a different story. But
what fan are you, real quick, just to help our guy? What team? Right,
uh,
Cardinals, right?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
when I want to be
love-hate relationship
Yeah.
with the Cardinals.
But yeah, I love everyone. So I like the Mets, and I like the Orioles. I like everyone. Honestly,
You like everyone, but you have a little bit more.
I am more.
Cardinals.
I am more specifically a Cardinals and Yankees fan.
That's
So.
where you're. I would say
And Rangers.
I am an A's fan, or a diehard Oakland A's fan. I still root for the A's, but that's a little different here with the whole move and all that. That makes sense. I live in the Bay Area, so all that stuff. That's where I'm at. So me and Logan have to talk real baseball because our teams suck right now. So we got to talk about other teams. That's the issue. Mark Leiter to the A's, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, right. Look at that.
No, so
they got a mediocre pitcher, and now they just need to fill 8 more holes.
Yeah, no, we appreciate it, especially on the pitching staff. So that's where we lie. Fan base, we're both hardcore baseball fans, so we said. So appreciate you tuning into the show and commenting in, though. By the way, here as well. Go ahead, Logan.
I wanted to ask you, if you did you watch that Joe Kelly interview from a month or 2 ago?
No. What did he say? Something stupid?
So no, it was really insightful. It was really interesting, and I guess we kind of already knew this to a certain extent, but
yeah.
Basically, what he said, what was really cool about the Dodgers was, say you sprained your arm and you had to be out for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
And he said, the Dodgers do not care, basically, if you come back in 2 weeks. They basically tell every injured player, listen, so instead of spending, if they feel good in 2 weeks, that's fine. But the Dodgers say, hey, let's take a month or 2 to rest your arm and make sure that you're still 100%. Because really, we know we're gonna go into the playoffs no matter what. And he said basically what they said was, we want you in October, and so we want you to feel 110%. And that's what they do with all these other players. And so, that was kind of what caused them to win the World Series was, we didn't see Blake Snell throughout most of the year. We didn't see Yoshinobu.
We have the luxury to do that.
Yeah, but
right?
that's
what they do. Like if they're, I don't know, let's take a team like the Cubs. Like they can't risk that with a team that's like, they've put themselves in a position where, like I said, they have so much more room for air. I get what you're saying.
They have so much depth too. Like they can pull out, the Bobby Miller,
good old Bobby
minor league system. Yeah. And all these other guys from the minor league system. And so that's really interesting to me.
I would love it if the Diaz move, like you got 150 million in closers and they both suck. That would be interesting this year if that happened.
It would be rough. I would be very. I mean, if I'm the Dodgers, I'd be a little bit angry about that.
We're trading for Mason Miller now. No,
yeah, Mason. Yeah. It's still so weird that they're such a dominant team, but their relievers aren't as great as the rest of the team. But yeah, anyways.
How confident are you, though, in Williams now doing the role for the Mets? Okay, but are you concerned? I mean, we talked about it a little bit, but like that's the ripple effect of all this, right?
Yeah.
They signed Williams,
he's now the close
51, and obviously,
and they lost Oval, and so so Williams, I don't know what
did they overpay them? Should the Mets have just paid Diaz $33 million and not Diaz? I mean, it is what was it, $18 million in total money, the difference. So that's a big question for me on that end. They obviously think Williams paying him $18 million less is better than Diaz for 3 years, right?
Yeah. And I mean, hopefully Williams bounces back, but it kind of makes the Williams signing more of a head scratcher, though. And I don't think they signed Williams knowing that Diaz was going to leave, but I think they thought Williams and Diaz was going to be a 1-2 shutout closer or setup and
No, I get
closer role. And so it is kind of an interesting move though. And Soto, I mean, he and Lindor are the only ones left, and McNeil is not. They're talking about McNeil moving over to first.
Yeah,
that's still not going to be great. And so I saw someone say Soto is going to opt out, but he's got 5 years left in his contract before he can opt out. And so maybe he forces a trade. Maybe he just says,
I think they're trying to put more pressure on Soto too. This is your club. Here you go. Here's your club. You know what I mean? Like, it's not Diaz. We don't get that. The polar bear's gone. This is your team. You and Lindor. This is your guys' baby here. Let's see what we got.
But they did that with the Nationals. He was the guy, and he hit home runs, but he didn't hit as many home runs as he did with the Yankees or the Mets last year.
Yeah.
When he had a surrounding base like that. And so, they do need a surrounding guys to make Soto the guy. But I mean, it's kind of rough.
Hey, I don't want to go deep into it because we talked about him a lot last week, but just real quick, because we did talk about him. Schwarber, he does re-sign with Philly. I think that was the right. It's finding out Alonso he got that $5 extra million more than the Schwarber did on basically the same deal. Just all right, Schwarber, you signed first. That sounds about right. All right, I need 5 more. Baltimore, there we go. Yeah. He re-signs with Philly. That's where he should be. I really feel like that was the whole Pirates thing to me was so laughable. Like, I mean, I was just like, like felt like an old man, like that little like belly laugh type of thing. Like, we're pretending to offer guys like money. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Offered him. They offered him more AAV though. So that's kind of it was 4 years, 140.
Right? Yeah. But then what was the other one? It was 5 years. Who was the other one that matched him? Was it Baltimore? Baltimore might have also offered him 5 years, 150. And they went up a little bit there. Good move by Philly. Had to re-sign him. Yeah, you had to re-sign him there. And then what do you think of Tucker's rumors? You think like there's something's going to be done sooner? Or you think his is going to drag out a while?
It sounds like he's a Blue Jay.
Man. We talked about that last week with Toronto going all in. How the Yankees, you can't get them. Toronto. I would love to see something like that.
That would be awesome.
I told you I would love to see that.
Giants,
awesome. Where are you? My God, wake up.
What do they? I mean, what do they do though? It's kind of. I feel bad for Posey, but I mean,
the rumors are heating up. No Yankees. He's not going to go to your Spank the Yanks.
I don't know. It was kind of I think they're more interested in Belly. I think they really like Belly. And like the dream was getting Cole Tucker and Bellinger, but that was not going to happen when they got Grisham back. But I mean, what was what was it that Rosenthal said a couple weeks ago that like Tucker spent like 8 hours at the Blue Jays facility.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of
eating dinner. Just hanging out there. Hey, eating dinner.
That's kind of interesting.
I will say this. Like with Toronto, the biggest move they made was signing Vladdy last year. So now it's like, I'm Kyle Tucker, like, I can hit either in front or behind. Like that's good. That's intriguing, right? Like that's a legit hitter that you're in the lineup with. Like we said, right? Pete Alonso, great first baseman. Vladimir Guerrero, dang, another level, right?
Yeah.
So you have that's what you'd be joining. Man, what a good move that would be. Hey, on that, I want to kind of go to what bad teams need to wake up. Come on, what are we doing? What are we doing? Like, I understand, like you have your poverty franchises. Like, I would never expect the A's to go out and actually sign somebody to a big deal or anything like that. But I mean, Logan, at what point? I mean, so what teams? Like to me, the Giants are 500. That's a bad team. That's a good team. Like, what are we doing? We need to go. We need to wake up and we need to go do something. We need to actually. So, what are you making of this whole situation, and what do you kind of see with that?
I think number one is the Nationals.
Yeah.
I think they need to really be spending money. They have C.J. Abrams. They have Oh, what's his name? The other guy who I really like, who I said
Who-
was the next Soto. Um, Outfielder, tall guy.
Not CJ
Uh,
Abrams.
no, oh my gosh, he smashed a whole bunch of bombs last year, and now I'm getting all these teams that are.
I'm looking at the
Oh
roster.
man,
It's not the
I'm
first
pulling it up.
baseman, is it?
No,
Outfield, you said?
hold on.
Hold on, I'm
Yeah,
looking at it.
outfielder. I
Young,
think he's
Wood,
left
Lyle,
fielder.
Hassel, Franklin,
Oh,
Cruz.
Wood.
Wood, yeah. James Wood.
Yeah, James
Yeah.
Wood. Yeah, Dylan Cruz. They have him who's done really well. I mean, Luis Garcia Jr. He's got potential. There's a couple of guys that they have that have a lot of potential, um, and I said last year, I said my unpopular opinion was going to be that they were 500. They were 20 games under 500. Um, so I lost out on that. But yeah, I think they really could be a lot better this year, and they need to surround who's the man? I'm just Mackenzie Gore. They need to keep. I mean, they need to have him. They need to have yeah. They just need to surround him with some other guys. Let's see. Let's see.
How about the Diamondbacks? I mean,
Yeah,
what are we like? Gallon is gone, right? Like, I'd be
yeah,
shocked if they resign him. And then Marte rumors. I mean, if I was a team there, could tell
yeah,
Marte be high on my list.
yeah.
Switch hitter that can do that. Yeah, maybe a little injury prone at times, but man, this guy's a solid baseball player. Let's get him. I don't know. I mean, I feel like the Arizona could do something here a little bit. Like, they should be in Framber discussions. They should be in the Gallon keeping discussions. Like, if they're trying to win games. I really want to say Reds, but they actually made the playoffs. So I can't say bad team with them. But they're a part of me that's like, come on.
Yeah.
And then your Cardinals. What?
Yeah,
Come on. Are we
they-
trading Arenado or not? Like, what are we doing here?
I saw a rumor today that they would have to. It sounds like they're going to have to package him with Donovan in order to get rid of him, and probably send money too. So that's kind of rough. But I don't know what. I mean, the Cardinals. I don't think they're going to spend money this year.
So
Next year, hopefully.
It's just that.
Yeah.
With it.
They're still in rebuilding.
Logan, the team I didn't even. I'm kind of now thinking of it now, but because I sometimes I can get caught on, but I mean the A's really. At what point are they going to spend? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, they have.
Yeah.
I would say watching them a lot this year. They got one of the better offensive potential teams in the league.
They honestly, yeah. I mean, they're a solid team.
And the Severino one to me, I call it like it's fake news. No, it's fake signing,
Yeah.
right? Whatever.
Yeah.
Like it's just not
Appeasement. Yeah.
It's more like, and it just didn't feel real. And yeah, we joked about the lighter one, but like, they literally, if they're saying that they're moving this place, they should have a team for it. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure what they're doing. I think they're just gonna do little moves again. Them and the Twins always frustrate me, but the A's obviously even cheaper than the Twins. But I don't. That's a bad team that should be doing something. Like, you have Nick Kurtz who can hit 40 home runs. You have a good like a catcher that can hit 35 home runs.
Yeah.
Like, you have good pieces. Like, you have Wilson. You do something.
Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, Blade, my boy, Tyler Soderstrom, Jacob Wilson, Luis Urias, who's not bad either.
They got the young guy we just talked about that they traded for last year coming up.
Yeah, Langoliers. Yeah, and they have that awesome minor league system now. It's just they need to get pitching. And what if Framber signed with them? That'd be awesome. But I mean,
that's just a team to me where I'm like, come on, wake up and do something. Like, let's go. Like, there's something on the line here with, let's not go Chris Bryant, Rockies type of thing, but let's do something on the pitching side. Let's do something. So that's a wake up team. Giants are high on my list too with that.
Even their relievers aren't bad either. I mean, Jeffrey Springs. I'm sorry, not their relievers. Their starters are not horrible. I mean, Jeffrey Springs,
pretty rough.
Sears is not horrible, but I mean, they just need a solid one guy, maybe a two, and and their relievers, they're not. I mean, they're pretty solid too. I mean, they're well, not Miller, but Sterner, Harris,
They gave up
Ferguson.
they gave up the most runs in almost Major League Baseball last year. Like what they give 817. They were like high on the list in terms of
Oh wow,
runs given up. I mean, the Rockies gave 1,021, and only the Nationals and Angels gave up more runs than the A's last year.
yeah.
So I mean, they got to do something.
But
Yeah,
they
have a base, but they got to do something.
Yeah, they're very close, I think, and they just need pitching.
Yeah,
Which is very rare whenever you say all you really need is pitching. Maybe one solid hitter, but I mean, still. And then one more, I think, and they're kind of waking up, it seems like, is the Rays. They signed Cedric Mullins, they signed Matz.
Yeah.
They got a good core, and so I think they just really need to, go deep and sign a really big guy.
With all
Rangers
these
is another one.
Yeah, the Rangers kind of interesting when they made the trade for your boy Nimmo there. So we'll see what that happens. What player for you? I just thought of this as we're doing this. What player positions are the riskiest to sign long term? Like obviously we know pitchers are always risky. A Diaz trade in that regard is always a risky trade. Pitchers out, but I just thought it was kind of just interesting as I was thinking through. Like, man, a long term deal. What would be a risky move to give to a long term? A long term.
It kind of seems like outfielders are the riskiest.
Yeah.
And like Schwarber, he was an outfielder when they signed the Phillies signed him originally, and then he's now. I mean, he spent 154 games at DH this year, so he's done in the outfield. And unless Bryce Harper gets injured, he's probably never going to see first base again.
Yep.
And so, and I mean, looking at like Aaron Judge even or Giancarlo Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton can't play outfield because of injury risk. And I assume, by the time Aaron Judge is 36, he's probably going to be in that same boat where all he's going to be able to do is play a first base or DH. And so, there was a couple years ago when they talked about Mike Trout moving to first base.
Will they ever do it? Will they ever do it?
And so I think outfield is just kind of the riskiest. I don't know why I'm saying that, but only because you're opening yourself to, you're saying, okay, he's an outfielder now, but soon this person is going to be a first baseman or a DH. And that kind of creates an issue for, your already existing first baseman, or it prevents you from going out and signing a first baseman long-term or a DH long-term.
Yeah. I'm gonna be a little different here tonight on this one. Okay. I think probably because we looked at the question. Obviously, I proposed the question, so I was already thinking about it a different way. But I think second base and shortstop are the riskiest.
Really?
Because you're overpaying the most for these guys to play a premium position, and the risk reward at that position to me is usually offensively they struggle in moments, and so that to me is the riskiest. Like we saw that with the Jimenez move. Gunnar Henderson is a good player, great, really good player, middle infielder. But I don't know. I kind of worry about that position with the middle infield. Like Corey Seager got the MVP, but did he get overpaid? I don't know. Like that one to me is a little risky in taking that. Bogart's a risky move. Yeah, all these again. We're just kind of talking this out. So that would be for me. I actually have first base second because I feel like you're basically designating one guy that can't play anywhere else.
Yeah.
And you're basically depending on like Alonso. Great. We think it's great. Let's say he sucks it up, right? Like I don't know. Like you have your first baseman there can't do anything else for you. Can't play anything else. And then I went same idea as you. I went center field because of the movement they take. Like, and if you don't have, and usually if your center fielder is a good player and he misses time, or he sucks, and you just got to throw him out there. That can be frustrating at moments when you have that center fielder there. So those were my top three position ones. Catcher would have been 4 for me, too. But those were my top 3.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird. Like 15 years ago, we saw like a lot of catchers move over to first base, And I remember when Albert signed with the Angels, they were talking, okay, well, this probably means Molina's going to move off a catcher and move on to first base. And that never happened. But, it seems like a lot more catchers are more durable now. I don't know if it's because of the padding on their legs that help them. But it
Probably
seems
the
like
pitch clock.
yeah, the pitch clock too.
You a-holes aren't sitting on the mound for 4 hours now.
Yeah, they're not bending their knees like that. But
like, you jerks are just out there wasting time, and I'm here having to sit. What do you think is the least riskiest position? Is it right field, outfield? You said no.
Yeah,
Third base.
DH. No.
Yeah. Third base seems a little.
Yeah, I was gonna say third base. It seems like you can always do that, and maybe you're not as agile as you used to be, but as long as you got a cannon for an arm, that seems to be okay.
Yeah. And again, I just want to clarify, people watching the show. Like for me, I look at it as a long term, like signing a guy to a 1 year, like a long term deal to me is the key when I'm looking at it. So it's kind of funny. Like I was thinking that as the Alonso trade or Alonso one's happening. Diaz, I knew was a pitcher, but I didn't want to go there because we both would have said those were the top two. So yeah, it kind of got me thinking about, man, what position would I really be a little fearful, like if we signed this guy to a contract? So I had that with that. All right, let me get to Peter time. All right, Diamond Notes, Logan. The Braves, they signed Yaz, do a 2-year deal. We talked about Suarez as well. They get him. So the Braves making moves. And they get Suarez set up. Not even to be the closer. They get him there. White's the number 1 pick. Shocking Braves. They end up second. They make a little move up. Giants moves up to 4. Jeff Kent, Joe Buck make the Hall of Fame as well. Like I said, I got to throw Mark Leiter in there, $3 million deal. What do you kind of make of the Braves? I kind of like these two. Like you said, like playoff, should help them. Going to add depth defensively, add a little rusty bat. We kind of know what he's going to get. And then I really like the move, obviously, to get somebody like Suarez, who he's really good. He's going to be your setup man at times. Kind of what you were thinking, probably what the Mets wanted to do. But they get him for like these two guys that are a little bit more affordable. Total Braves type of move. Braves type of move to get these two guys. I really like what they did, Atlanta, in the last couple of days here.
Yeah, the Braves are kind of being sneaky. I think Yastrzemski is going to be really good when he's surrounded by Acuna and
Olsen,
whoever else, and some of those other guys, Austin Riley. I think he's going to produce a lot more. Maybe not, a 30 home run hitter, but I think he's going to have a lot less pressure on him than he did in, and it's a more hitter friendly park than it was in San Francisco. And, he's not the only hitter in the Royals. So I like that. I think Suarez is a big move. It's kind of weird. It's like surprising for me that they signed Suarez, but it's also
to me too.
But it's also like, oh, that's a really good move for them. Like I wouldn't have done it. That wouldn't have been the first thing I did, but that's a good move. And so I think the Braves have done really well. I think they're really mad that they didn't get into the playoffs last year.
Tyler had 104 wins or whatever it was for, right?
106.
106 wins. All right, we'll see if Tyler's confidence after that. But
no,
I like what Atlanta. Atlanta's one of those weird teams where they could spend more, but they always they're like 10 or 11 on this list with things a lot of the time.
Yeah,
I like those. White Sox get the number 1 pick. They're a big deal. The lottery thing's a whole interesting thing. Kent makes the Hall of Fame. He gets in from the Veterans Committee there, basically. I mean, again, I don't want to get into the Bonds Clemens. We talked about that last week when we were kind of previewing this possibly happening.
Yeah,
it is. We didn't even talk about Kent. I didn't even think he wasn't even one of the 8 guys I thought was going to get in. But you have 13 Hall of Famers on the list that vote, 2 writers. I think Alan Trammell, Robin Yount were a part of that list. Juan Marichal, who's behind me on the list. Obviously, I'm not surprised he voted for Jeff Kent. Kent was a hell of a player. There is no doubt about it. When he runs by a second baseman ever, he played 17 years. He's most probably known for his years with the Giants there as he won the MVP in 2000. 5-time All-Star, 4-time Silver Slugger. Never won a Gold Glove, though. I don't know. It's hard when you see these other names left off, but like, how did he get in over Don Mattingly? Like, there are some weird things. I guess we should praise Kent first. He is a hell of a player. There's no doubt about that. And to me, he should have been in because he was one of the better power hitting second basemen ever. Yeah. Ever.
Yeah. It's one of those things like you forget he wasn't in the Hall of Fame, and then you're like, oh, he wasn't already in? Mm-hmm. And then, I mean, you look at his stats, he's well deserving to go into the Hall of Fame. It's sad that Don Mattingly is – I don't know why Don Mattingly is not in. I don't know if there's a hatred towards him by the writers or what. Yeah. It's good on Jeff Kent. I wish Don Mattingly had made it too. I thought that Valenzuela was going to get in because he had just died, and they love to induct players who died recently, a la Pete Rose. And so, the only thing on the not Pete Rose, Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens thing is that they got 0 votes.
Yeah, that's a wait, like, what, 5 years now, 2031 or something to even be. I mean, it's stupid. I get it. These players are what they want to think what they want with it, but like, you have an agenda. So it is what it is. And they don't think these guys deserve them because they cheated. And it is what it is on that part of it. And I could still continue to argue that there's other guys that were in, but just Kent let you know what he 377 homers, 290 batting average, scored over 1,300 runs, had over 1,500 home runs, has a 356 on base percentage to finish his career. And that, what he played for the Giants, 6 years, that 6-year run he had with San Francisco, pretty legit. And then even with Houston, he finished 13th in MVP, and with the Dodgers his first year at 37. And it doesn't seem like much, but he still finished 19th in MVP voting. So he was still a top 20 player in the National League all the way up to 7 years old. So, in his best home run season was only 33. So that shows you basically from 1997 when he joined the Giants to, I would say, 2005. You're getting 25 home runs every year consistently at second base. And back then, that kind of meant something differently than it does now. So, you know what I mean? So I think we have to understand that perspective of it. And I think that's why guys like Fran Mullen, those guys voted him in, Robin Yao, other infielders in that area. But I don't know. Yeah. It is weird that like a guy like Murphy can't get in. The Mattingly one still just confuses me a little bit. I don't. And then your boy,
Joe Buck. I was going to ask you.
He's going to be in here in a minute. I think every fan in San Francisco is giving the middle to the guy there with it. So I think they're not a big fan of him, but obviously his dad was a great announcer. He did Fox forever doing the baseball games. For me, he's not my greatest. He's not the greatest cup of tea for me in terms of my baseball announcer choice, but he's not the worst either. And so I do think, like, I always think that him and who's the catcher, McCarver. I always thought they got too bad of a rap around here, just because there was a lot of times the Giants played the Cardinals, and so you hear that a lot as a kid. But I never hated that crew. I thought they were pretty good, and I think Buck is probably well deserved. But there are some guys that I know, like the Giants announcers, Kuiper and Krutko. I'd like to see them get in. That have been doing it forever too, but it's hard to argue with Buck too.
John Miller's in, right?
John Miller is in. Yeah, I got a little.
Okay. That's all that I care about.
A random little pin. Me and my wife went to this game, I think before you even had kids, which is 14 years ago over that. Like, we went to a game, Mets, Giants. Randy Wynn was the leadoff hitter for the Giants, and they had a ceremony for John Miller. I got this little pin right there with John Miller on it. So, he's in there with it. He should be in. He's one of the best.
Yeah, he should be.
I listen to Giants games on the radio for him when he's doing the games on that.
He's so good.
But Buck, big deal for you at all? Or, I mean, you grew up listening to his voice.
Yeah, it's
kind of the national media voice too, right? For baseball, we should point out.
Yeah, and, it's funny that you mentioned, the Giants fans always get mad But growing up, whenever I was watching those games against the Giants, I always thought he and McCarver were like biased too much against the Cardinals. And
Oh,
so
interesting.
it's just funny. It's so funny to me, like always hearing Giants fans like, "Oh, they're just Cardinals fans. They're blowing smoke." I'm like, "No, they're not." I think, but anyways,
It's all the perspective, right, with that stuff. So
yeah.
no, but I mean,
But
I do want to get your thoughts though, because of Buck. Like, I
yeah,
mean, he was your childhood voice. He was a national media voice. You knew it was a big game when he was doing it, right? So
well, yeah, and he started off in KMOX with his dad, announcing Cardinal games, so that's always cool. The story is that he was sitting behind his dad one day, and he had kind of expressed that one day he wanted to be an announcer too, and his dad just kind of pulled him onto the radio one day, and he wasn't supposed to, and he kind of surprised him, and he let Joe speak, like announce an entire inning by himself, and so that was really cool. But yeah, I always loved Joe Buck. I think he's Mr. St. Louis. I think second to Costas and Jack Buck, obviously. But yeah, Joe Buck, I've always loved. I always think he's, aside from the Randy Moss thing, I always loved him. And it's sad that he doesn't announce baseball anymore. I think he
I
really
would be
should
surprised if he gets back on it one of these times before his career is all said and done.
I'm surprised he doesn't do, and maybe with this new Netflix deal, which I think that needs to be more
and stuff.
Yeah, I think he's going to do more regular season games since ESPN is part of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm really excited for that aspect. But yeah, Joe Buck, I really love that he's getting in. He's well deserved. He's awesome. I love him. So he's one of my
son too. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So he's your top guy or one of the top one for you?
Yeah, he's definitely number one from my lifetime because I kind of grew up on the Jack Buck had died in 2002, so I really didn't get to hear him much.
Before I move on to trivia here,
trivia.
I just want to point out Team USA World Baseball Classic, which I'm a fan of. All that with it, they added a few guys to the lineups. Some of the positions filled it real quick for Team USA. We got Carroll, PCA, and Judge in the outfield. Henderson, Witt Jr., Terang, and the infield first base still to be determined. We got Will Smith and Cal at the catcher spots with Schwarber at DH, and then Paul Skeens is committed as well. So pretty damn good team.
The pitching lineup is a lot better than it was in 2023.
I'll be curious what happens with the first base spot. I feel like they can find that should be. It'll be interesting who Matt Olson.
I hope Harper joins. Honestly, I'm surprised he wouldn't, but I think he's more like I'm gonna win a World Series before I do WBC.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be interesting. Matt Olson to me is kind of like the cookie cutter choice with this. I don't think Pete Alonso will sign now that he just signed with Baltimore. I don't see that happening. Nick Kurtz, they could get Nick Kurtz shut out there for that as well. Could we get him in the first base over there? So those are our diamond notes for the week. Lot to unfold here still in the off season here. So we'll be there with it. All right, trivia time for you, Mr. Stone. Got you last week with Ryan Dempster. You thought of him, you just couldn't say his name.
I feel like there was an asterisk there.
Yeah, you were asked last week. That was the case. No, just kidding. All right, here we go with it. Hit number one. I played for 12 seasons from 2008 to 2019, playing outfield and winning 3 Gold Gloves and hitting 234 home runs. So again, you're pretty good at this. I don't want to throw teams out yet. You'll get that here in a second. So, just trying to give you up. So you look at the era: 08, 2019, Gold Glover, 234 homers. Not a bad career at all. I think hit number 2 will help you a little bit more here.
I was gonna say, it's not Shane Victorino, is it?
It's not Shane. Not Shane. I appreciate the guess though.
Okay.
I appreciate the guess. So hit number 2 here. I finished my career with the Cubs and Guardians. So he played 1 year with the Cubs and he finished with the Guardians.
Okay.
All right. That's he batted
in
left
the same year, right?
Nope. He played one.
Okay,
Not very long years, but he did not. He didn't play very many games, but those are the two teams he finished with. I batted left-handed. I was also traded for Matt Holliday at one point in my career. So that, to me, I thought would be the biggest clue for you in that regard, obviously. So,
no, it's not him. I was gonna say Grady Sizemore, but that's dumb. I'm guessing Matt Holliday. The trade between A's and Rockies.
Yes, you're on the track, right track.
Because I kind of have him in my head too.
Who's the player he was traded for that deal? He was only on the A's for 1 year, and they said, "You know what? Get your butt out of here. We don't want young superstars. We want Matt Holliday for 4 months, and then we're gonna. That's what we want." So that's a
2019 with the Guardians.
You want to hit number 3?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. I finished third in MVP voting in 2010, leading the NL in hits and total bases. I was a 3-time All-Star.
3-time All-Star.
So you know what team he played for. I feel like that's why I didn't have to give you the team. You should know what team he's with, right?
Yeah.
If he got traded for Matt Holliday, he's on what team? He's on the
A's.
No.
Oh, I'm the Rockies.
Yeah, there you go.
Is it Cargo?
There we go. Nicely done, sir. Nicely
I honestly
done.
didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't know I didn't know he was with the Guardians.
Randomly for a year, or Indians, the Native Americans at that point, probably. But yeah, he was. That's why I do that for you, the trivia. You got to add these cheap ones at the end to throw you off a little bit. I can't just tell you where they're at with it. He was a good player, though. Americans. That's why somebody be like, he gave me an Indian bird. No, you can't use that. Native American. Okay. So Carlos Gonzalez is the key there with the great player. Hey, you got him. There you go. I tried to get your era 2008. I looked it up.
I remember. Yeah. Cargo was so good.
He just got hurt a lot at the end, right? Like played for the Rockies.
Did. It was rough.
I mean, he had third in MVP voting his third year in the league. Gold Glover and Silver Slugger in 2010. I mean, that's who did he finish ahead of or behind? Let's see. Joey Votto won it that year. Pujols got it. So basically, Votto got 443 points. Pujols 279, Gonzalez 240. Adrian Gonzalez right behind them. That was the next guy. So that was your voting there in 2008 or 2010. So good player there, obviously.
He was one of those guys that you always heard rumors about the Cardinals going after him.
Yeah.
And just nothing ever happened. But he was such a good player at the time. And so he's really good. Yeah,
man. It's too bad that he got hurt. Him and Tulu were kind of a thing there. Mm-hmm. Looked like they had they had something kind of going, and then nope, didn't happen. All right, who was it? It's Buck. Here we go.
What a ride! The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
All right, I showed this on my other podcast. I do some of my Fat Boy fadeaway, but this isn't even a play. This is good humor. Let's just put it that way. At a Red Sox game before it was the first pitch. I mean, my gosh, what are we doing here? First pitch here. From a couple of years ago. Here we go.
Catching his pitch is the former chairman of the Jimmy Fund, Mike Andrews. All right, Jordan, fire it in there.
Oh.
I don't know what to say. I mean, just
man.
Oh, not for the Jimmy Fund. He hit him in the Jimmy. That's where we're gonna go. We got.
He's still standing too.
I like his face.
Oh man.
Oh, Logan, that's good stuff right there. That's good stuff. That's a good step on that one. That one always cracks me up. Like,
man.
how can you miss so bad? I mean, come on, the poor cameraman's back there, for goodness sakes. They were doing that too. Oh, we can't do that. That reminded me of this video too. I'll get a little bonus one here for you. That you get a kick out of this from. I mean, yeah, the Kool-Aid guy. Here we go. Here we go.
Hey, it's Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah!
Today's baseball tip from Kool-Aid Man is about feeling a butt, which requires plenty of Hey, it's Kool-Aid Man.
Oh, yeah!
Right.
Baseball tip from Kool-Aid Man is about feeling a butt, which requires plenty of
2 shots. Come on, Kool-Aid. What are we doing? I mean, it got to be hard. That's a big body to bunt in. So that's a tough body.
He kind of swung. He got under it. Like it kind of seemed like he did it on purpose.
That's there's your throwback videos for the weekend.
Kool-Aid Man didn't do bunting practice before.
No, not at all. No bunny practice whatsoever from the Kool-Aid Man. So, good show. Tyler or Logan. Some things I want to get into next week if we do it. I want to see where the Red Sox are kind of next week. Where are they pivoting from? Now they miss that Schwarber. Are we going after Bo Bichette? Where are we at there? Tigers, you're worrying me. What are we doing? All right, are we really going to trade? So I want to get into that a little bit too. So just kind of little things on my mind where I kind of next week I want to kind of jump into a little bit too. So, and I think we'll see a few more signings as well in the next couple of weeks here. So that'll be exciting, that part. So we'll see what happens there with it. Appreciate you joining, Logan. As always, hopefully we can do it a couple more times here before I know your school starts up as well. So hopefully we'll be back with you next week as well, and probably the week after, and then we'll take maybe a Christmas break there, Christmas miracle break, and we'll maybe pick it up again there. Logan Stone, appreciate you joining me, man, with it. A's, do something. What are you doing out there? Cardinals, wake up.
Hey, they got Mark Leiter. What do you expect? Gosh.
I did nothing. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.
See ya.